It was just days before Christmas in 2022 when United Airlines Flight 1722 took off from Hawaii. Moments later, it plunged into a deadly dive, barreling toward the Pacific Ocean at terrifying speed. Alarms blared in the cockpit, and the pilots were locked in a desperate battle to save their plane. Would they recover in time, or was this the end for the 271 souls aboard? This is the story of confusion, miscommunication, and how a single moment can make the difference between life and death. Welcome to the harrowing tale of United Airlines Flight 1722. December 18, 2022, was no ordinary day for air travel in Hawaii. Severe weather battered the islands, with winds so violent that a plane landing in Honolulu earlier that morning reported turbulence so extreme that 20 passengers were hospitalized. The crew of Flight 1722, bound for San Francisco, knew they were facing treacherous skies before they even reached the aircraft. The captain, a seasoned veteran with nearly 20,000 flying hours, briefed his first officer on the dangers of wind shear, sudden changes in wind speed or direction that could render an aircraft uncontrollable. They prepared for the worst, extending extra flaps and using maximum engine power for takeoff, a setup that would later play a pivotal role in their fight for survival. At 2:45 p.m., Flight 1722 lifted off into the stormy sky. For the first few moments, everything seemed normal, but as the plane climbed, the cockpit became a pressure cooker of confusion. The captain, focused on the possibility of wind shear, gave an ambiguous instruction about retracting the flaps. The first officer misunderstood, setting them to a different position than the captain intended. This small misstep created a chain reaction that threw the pilot's situational awareness into chaos. The plane began accelerating dangerously fast, triggering an overspeed warning. Distracted by the alarm and fixated on the flaps, the captain unknowingly let the nose dip below the horizon. In seconds, the massive jet was plunging toward the ocean at 8,000 feet per minute. With just seconds to spare, the captain yanked the control column back, pulling the aircraft out of its dive. The plane leveled out a mere 750 feet above the ocean, a near miss that defied belief. The passengers had no idea how close they came to disaster. To them, it was just a bumpy ride. But in the cockpit, the pilots were grappling with the realization that a deadly mistake had nearly turned their flight into one of the worst air disasters in history. Flight 1722 was a stark reminder of how quickly things can spiral out of control, even in the hands of experienced pilots. Miscommunication, weather, and human error combined to create a perfect storm. While the crew received additional training after the incident, aviation experts are left wondering, are these close calls isolated, or do they reveal deeper issues in pilot training and modern cockpit protocols? This time, disaster was averted. But as aviation continues to evolve, will we learn from these near misses before they become tragedies? If you found this story gripping, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out more aviation stories in the playlist. Until next time, safe travels. This rewrite emphasizes suspense, dramatic visuals, and emotional engagement to captivate a broad audience while retaining key details of the event.